Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nisarg Kadam and today we are going to see the most awaited activity set in UiPath. Now one of my friend has created an activity package as a part of hackathon and he released that package on connect.uipath.com, which is now freely available for all of you. And believe me, the package is wonderful. What it does is it generates a report. Yeah, you heard me right. For those who are continuously looking out in UiPath, how can we generate a report just like TestNG or extend reports? My friend has created activity set for that, and it's very easy and awesome set. Now let's go ahead and let's see how can we utilize it in our workflow to create a wonderful activity, wonderful workflow and generate a report out of it. So now for that, let's take a simple example of acmetest-uipath.com website. For that, what I'm going to do is, first of all, you need to navigate to manage packages, and in the all packages, search for reporter for UiPath. That's it. You just have to search for reporter for UiPath and you'll get a package which is developed by my friend Vivek Ingole. Now you just have to go ahead and download this package. I have already downloaded. Once you download, you will see this package in the activities reporter for UiPath with these many activities. Now this already looks pretty wonderful activities. Now let's go ahead and let's add a sequence in our flowchart so that we can go ahead and we will simply test the login mechanism. So we are, I'm writing a testing login module. Okay, so I'm testing a login module here. Let's go inside. The first thing I would do is I need to create a report, right? So I'll just write create report. The report name is login module, or let's say Acme testing. Okay, report location. I want to give the report location. So this is a folder where I want to store the report. I'll just give the report location right here, save it. That's it. So this is how simple it is. If you need to get the output whether it is created or not, you'll get a Boolean value right here. So this is a Boolean value which you'll get as a response whether the activity has created report or not. So let's add a start recording. So it will not by default recorded, but you'll have to add a start recording feature to it. I'll give the recording name as acme test.abi, or you can give any format for the recording name. Location, you need to mention the location right here. So location of the recording, I'll mention the same thing. If you don't give the location recording, it's okay. It will save in the current report. So that's okay. If you have already added the location in the report, it will by default store the video recording in that particular report. So that's also being taken care of. That's how simple it is. Now let's go ahead and let's look at how can we get started with the suite. So for starting the test suite, you'll just add a start suite, give it a suite name. Now my suite name is Acme Web. So this is my suite name, and I'll start a test. So my first test would be, so once you start a test, you'll have to add another activity which is start a test, which will create automatically a new test. Okay, so start a test is going to get started with let's say opening browser. Okay, opening browser priority, okay, is high, is because it's a main information. Tag name, you can add a tag name here. So this is a login module. So I'll just say login is my tag name. I'll just save it. You can give the test description and test name also. So this is the start test. Once this is done, I'll say open browser and I'll add a open browser activity right here, where I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to insert the URL of the Acme login page, which is this one. Come right here, insert the URL and save. Once the URL is entered, just make sure that it is a Chrome, because I'm using Chrome extension. So if you want to use any other browser, you can go ahead and you can select Firefox, Edge, or any other browser that you want. You can start hidden new private information also. Now, once this is done, I'm just going to go ahead and say maximize the screen. Okay. Now this is the opening of a login module. Now, once you start the test, you can add a step of that particular test also. So step status. Okay, so add a step status right here and just mention that the step status is that website open, or you can say browser initiated success. That's it. Now step status, you have options to pass the status, whether it is pass, fail, information, warning, exception, skip, or compare. Now I can just go ahead and I can say pass is because it's going to open the browser. And if I want to add an exception trackage here, you can go ahead and add a failure also. So take screenshot. It will also take a screenshot and save it in the same folder. You can update the status. You can add the actual result and expected result right here as a testing mechanism. And if you have any code block for exception, go ahead and write it in the code block. That's wonderful. That's how wonderful it is. Now, once you open a website, once you open a browser, now all we have to do is go ahead and type in. So I'm going to go ahead and attach a browser right here. So attaching a browser right below the open browser activity, attach browser will indicate this guy, and this is nothing but, okay, I'll just go ahead and click here. So there's nothing but let's take the selector because we don't want any issue. Okay, perfect, the selector is right. Now once this is done, all I have to do is go ahead and type into, okay. So what do I have to type into? I have to go ahead and type into my username. So I'll just go ahead and click on this username field, check the selector, the field is email, that's perfect, the selector is not going to change. And let's pass here the username, which is Nisar Kadam 23. I'm just going to hardcode values as of now, is because I don't want to waste time in creating exceptions, configurations. So we'll look at that part later in future, okay? I'm just going to go ahead and pass it and make sure the empty field is checked, is because already predefined values are there. Now, once this is passed, I'm going to go ahead and type into again. But before I go ahead and type into the next field, I'm going to go ahead and type here the step status of the same logging mechanism, okay? Because it's a website open, which we have mentioned for the test opening browser. So opening browser, website open is already done. Now we will add a new test. So the test is going to be right here, start test. The test name we will give as login verification, okay? Now in login verification, what we will do is we will add a priority as critical, is because login verification is really necessary. And this is going to be login verification again, okay? So the tag name remains same. Now I'm going to go ahead and say step status, is because the name is email entered, done. The description is going to be blah blah blah. What do I have to? So it's like typed in email address, and that's it. So I have done my part of step status, typed in email address. Now this is not a compare, this is a pass, okay? And email address is enter, okay. Or you can mention information, is because it's not pass, it's something which is we are passing as information. So this is information. I want to take a screenshot right there. And also once this is done, I'm going to go ahead and pass a password. So as of now, just to show you, I'm going to pass a wrong password just to go through a negative scenario also. So I'm just going to enter some 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 wrong password, and I'm going to mention step status right here, which is going to be my status, which is nothing but the password entered, okay? And this is something which is typed in password. Now I'm not a tester, so if you are a tester, you might be able to grasp what exactly do we pass your actual result and expected result, so you can do it, good than me. So just go ahead and follow the best practices. Now, once this is done, I'm going to go ahead and say click on the login module. So say click. Okay, we forgot to make sure the empty field for the password, is because it will overwrite otherwise. Okay, no issues. Click and login, and that's all about it. So let's go ahead and let's check the selector. The selector is button, submit, perfect. That's wonderful. Now, what we need to do is, once we enter a wrong password and once we hit login, it doesn't get us logged in, right? It doesn't get us logged in. Now, what do we do? The credentials do not match our records, right? So what do we do? If this message is displayed, that means credentials are definitely wrong. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter the correct credentials, and I'm going to pass the value, and I'm going to verify whether dashboard is displayed or not. So after the click button, so I'm again passing a step status, which is clicked on login button. So this is now clicked login button. The description will be clicked on login button. That's it. Once this is done, this is the information again, and let's take a screenshot of this one also. Then I'm going to verify element exists. So element exists right here, and I'm going to go ahead and verify the element exists whether. Okay, so let's verify whether the logout button is displayed or not. So I'm going to go ahead and check the logout button. Indicate the selector again, logout, perfect. Maybe I should remove this this one. Let's verify again, and it's perfect. So let's highlight it once more. Okay, it's perfect. Now let's go ahead and save this guy. So element exists gives us a Boolean value. Let's create a variable which is login success. Okay, save. Right here we will add a if condition right below this one. Now if login success, okay, we're going to add a new test case which is login success. Okay, or maybe in the same module of the test case which we have been following right here, we will add a status, or I mean step status. So let's go ahead and let's add a step status here. So this is going to be my login success. Okay, and I'm going to mention login successfully, or I can say logged in successfully. Okay, that's it. And this is going to be my pass, and that's about it. So status and blah, I don't need anything right now, just I'm showing you. And step status again right here, which is going to be my login failure. Okay, and credentials did not match. Okay, that's it. And this is going to be fail. Okay, I need to take a screenshot right there also. And also at the same moment, what I have to do is I have to reduce the time of timeout MSS because it will take 30 seconds otherwise. So I'm just going to put it as a 5 seconds once I log in. Just in case, just to show you the login failure scenario. And now we know that my password is not definitely 123456, which we have entered right here. So definitely it's going to fail, but at the same moment, it is going to generate the complete test report for us. So we'll go ahead and we'll look at how it generates a test report, and then also we'll go ahead and generate a positive scenario, right? So first of all, if we have started a recording, let's go ahead and stop the recording also at the same moment, is because we have given the step to stop the recording. So let's add, take a moment and add it right here, stop recording. And that's it. Is saved is, will give you an option whether it is saved or not. And that's it. Send email as status. So if you need a status of this complete thing over your email, you can just go ahead and add a receiver's email, which is going to be Mr. Kadam, let's say 23 at the, or I can just say Mr. Kadam @outlook.com. That's it. I'm just going to add a status. Let's see if this, so do we need to continue on error? If set, executing, remembering, okay. So let's say yes, or let's not take in it at the same moment. Let's take it later in the success story. So I'm going to go ahead and close this Acme and come back to my desktop, and let's test the negative scenario. Now, before I execute this, I am just going to go ahead, refresh, and I'm going to show you the report folder is empty. Otherwise, you'll just ask me. Okay, so just report folder is empty. Go ahead and let's execute it. So I'm going to say run. Once I click on run, it's going to open a browser. Okay, the browser open now. Oh, sorry, we were logged in, right? My mistake, my mistake. So let me log out quickly. Stop the robot. Let me log out quickly and come back because the cookies did the part. Okay, so I logged out. Now let's test it again. I think the report might have been generated. Let's delete that report, is because failure report is also generated, right? Even if you execute a small part. Now let's go ahead and let's execute it again. So let's say run. And now this time it will open a browser. Last time I was logged in by mistake. Okay. Now this is logged in, not logged in. So it will type email address, and now it's going ahead and typing password. Clicks on login, and after 5 seconds, it does not get the button of logout. So it will definitely go ahead and complete the execution. Now let's refresh. Let's navigate to the folder. Let's go to the report, and here your report is generated along with the date and time stamp. As you can see, open the report, go to the Acme report, and here you go. So opening browser is success. As you can see, the suite name is Acme Web, login module, priority is high. And once you click here, you can see the steps involved, which is browser initiated success, also with the image. Click on the image and you can see the browser has initiated. Go to the login verification. As you can see, the statuses we passed here were the information status. So it's showing I, and this is failed is because it went into the else block, is because it did not match it did not find the pass the logout button, and that's why it went into the status as fail. And that's why the entire test case failed and you got the execution error. Now, if you go ahead and if you see, the screenshot of this also is displayed. This screenshot do not match our record, which is pretty wonderful that we got a screenshot at each and every step. So let's say email entered, this screenshot is there. Password entered, the screenshot is right there. And click on the login button, the screenshot is right there. So screenshot is also taken pretty fast and perfect with the same execution time. Also, let's go ahead and let's look at the complete report. Now, as you can see, there were 2 test cases, 1 test passed, 1 test failed. And there's a steps result, and this is a very beautiful dashboard that has been generated. Log events have been displayed, 2 events passed, 2 events failed, 3 other. You can see the start time and end time, complete time taken, total steps and total test cases. Priority wise reports, which is low, medium, high, critical. So there was only 1 high, 1 failed out of the critical, and 1 high, 1 passed out of the success. Tag wise report is also there. If you remember, we have given the tag and login verification. You can see the status is also displayed. Suit wise report, Acme Web is the first suit. So you can add multiple suits, multiple test cases. Let's jump back and let's see how can we go ahead and classify this. I mean, filter this. So let's say if you have multiple test cases and if you want to filter it, so let's go ahead and let's say only fail. So you can see this. And now let's go ahead and let's say only Acme Web. Now let's go ahead and let's say only login verification module. So as you see, I'm filtering the data right here. And if I say high, so high, there's nothing, right? It was critical. So critical, you get exactly what you want and you're looking for once you filter. And once you click on this guy, so it removes all the filters, and that's all about it. So your Acme testing complete, report generation is being done. Now let's go ahead and let's look at other part. So other part in the sense, like let's go ahead and let's look at the screenshot, whether it is generated. So if you go to screenshots, the screenshots have been taken and screenshots are generated right here. And the screenshots are also displayed with all the details and the date and time stamp. If you go to recording, you can find the recording right here. And I'm not sure about. So as you can see, the recording of execution also is because if in case screenshot is missed or any testing missed, but you still got the recording to verify exactly what went wrong and what other things. So recording is also not too heavy. If you see, the recording is of 13 MB, which is pretty good, which you can generate and without any harm. And it did not impact my speed of execution at all. Now let's go ahead and let's enter the correct password and let's look at the pass, whether this time we get a pass success as a test case, right? So let's go ahead and let's add my password right here. So I'm going to make sure that you guys don't see my password. So I'm going to add a password activity. So let's say get password. I'm going to type my password right here. Okay, done. And I'm going to add a password here, password, that's it. Save, I'm going to pass my password right here, password. Perfect, and this time we're also going to go ahead and say close the browser. So are we still in the attached browser? Let me verify. Okay, no, we are not in the attached browser anymore. So, okay, let's go ahead and let's say add this recording guy inside it and let's say close the tab. So once the login is success, let's go ahead and close the tab. But before close the tab, I need to go ahead and I need to click on logout button. Okay, so if I'm logged in, I definitely need to go ahead and click on the logout button. So I already have a selector right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy the selector from here. This is my selector for logout. I'm going to copy it and click right here and let's go ahead and let's add it in the selectors. Otherwise, I can just go ahead and just put a double quotation here, pass the selector, that's it. My work is done. Selector is right here. Okay, it's showing red is because website is closed, right? That's why. And okay, now we are going to go ahead and remove the time out milliseconds we have given. Is because let's let it verify. And once done, login successful, it will be passed and it will log out. And also at the same time, let's look at the email. So I'm going to go ahead and pass my email right here, which is going to be nisargkadam@outlook.com. And that's all about it. So I need an email. If you're entering your own email, then you have to pass your email, password, port number, server, and all this stuff. And that's it. Attach the current report completely with your email, and that should do. So let's go ahead and let's verify whether this sends you an email. So let me get my another email, maybe that would work, or let it be this one. Okay. So let me go back and let me start from scratch. So I hope I'm not logged in. closing the report and closing this guy. Let's go ahead and let's look at the execution again. So I'm going to say run, and this time it's going to be a successful login if my credential is correct. So it's going to enter nisarkadam23.com and enter the password, click on login. It logged in successfully. Now it's going to go ahead and verify the logout button. Once it verifies, it clicks on logout and it logs out and it closes the browser. That's it. The test case is done. Okay, the email failed is because the SMTP server requires secure connection to the client was not authenticated. The server responses. Okay, no issues. The SMTP connection exception that we can check later. That's not any problem. Is because I'm sending it to my Outlook email. That's why I was concerned about, but we'll check this activity later. But apart from this activity, till the close tab, everything worked really smooth. Now let's go ahead into project and let's click on the folder structure, go to reports. And as you see, if you click on the date modified, the latest report is generated right here. In the latest report, let's open the report. And as you can see, both the tests are passed this time. Now login verification, which was critical, is now passed. And as you can see, the login success is displayed for you. Also, if you go ahead and look at the dashboard, you can see the two tests are passed, all the steps. So as you can see, there are 3 information steps and 2 pass steps. Events, there are these log events, and the start time and the end time of execution is done within a couple of seconds. Total steps, total test, and the complete report is displayed right here. Let's navigate back and let's go ahead and verify whether the recording is saved or not. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. There are too many folders open. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's open this folder, check the recording, and let's hit the recording and let's see. So you get the recording of a successful login also. So as you can see, it typed in my email address, it typed in my password, it clicked on login. The login was successful and it clicks on logout also at the same moment. So that's about it, and hence we get a very beautiful workflow with the complete report generation right in our project. And also using this activity of email, even if you don't use this email activity, you can use your simple send email activity and you can acquire and send this particular status and report to your manager. After the execution, all you have to do is just follow the steps and create this wonderful report. Thank you so much for watching this video, and good applause for my friend who has created this package, whose name is Vivek Ingole. Thank you so much, Vivek, for this wonderful package, which we have been waiting for, and it is really useful package. Let's go ahead and let's download this package from community where UiPath Connect, he has published it for free of cost, where you can go ahead and download the package. Otherwise, you can go ahead and navigate to the managed packages. And as I have told you already, you can go ahead and download it from the all packages just by typing reporter for UiPath. Thank you so much for watching my video. Happy automation, and see you in the next video.